It's Madden NFL 24. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. This is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes, because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Tyler Bass about ready to get us going. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 75 yards. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for two. They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good.
If we had $1 for every time we heard a team talk about explosive plays and how valuable they are, we probably wouldn't have to work very much. And we just saw a big one there. And then they tried to go explosive again, going for two.
Yeah, is that a little too risky, you think? Just kick the extra point?
You know, I'm all about getting points. And if I feel good about my kicker, I go ahead and do that. But with that ball at the 2-yard line, going for two, I think it's awfully tempting for teams nowadays.
Well, the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away, because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now in one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
The pressure gets to him again. Justin Madubuike working his way to the quarterback that time.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield and score on their first possession. And here on defense, back-to-back sacks. Someone is ready to play.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. Here's Sam Martin now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. It's fielded at the 45. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Jackson now off the bootleg. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Bills are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He'll find Diggs once more on the completion. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Allen going to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. No gain on the screen there at second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Fighting to stay upright. Rolling to his right. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or two short. The scramble good for 10 yards, but still fourth down. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson now.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 4th down, here's Jackson.
Looking deep here for Flowers.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
71 yards. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
They'll try and throw for it. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0.
So their second touchdown in this first half, they went for 2 after score number 1. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, only up 12-0. 1 extra point on the other side could ultimately beat you if they score twice.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Cook running right. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid combination deep.
Allen hit. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field.
And this is caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further.
So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, They're a little bit ahead of the curve because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. An entertaining start to this one. More to come. The Bills with the football as we start quarter two. As they've got it facing a second and long situation. Allen running the option to the left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. Now Allen. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets into dropping for a loss of 4. Here's Sam Martin now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And taken right on the 30. He almost outkicked the coverage. A 57-yard punt, 15 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore Raven offense returns, and we see wide receiver Rashad Bateman bringing him out. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Buying time to his left. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Offside. Defense.
This is unbelievable.
Here's Murray running right. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Allen. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The former Minnesota Golden Gopher Rashad Bateman leading this offense back onto the field.
He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
Tre'Davious White with a pick.
So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple.
Now Allen.
Quick slant to Shakir.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Allen. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60. Be in the average range.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Allen now looks to throw. Being chased out left. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line.
Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills. The kick by Bass is good.
And they'll make a small dent in that big deficit as it's down to 27.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Baltimore Raven offense returns, and we see wide receiver Rashad Bateman bringing him out.
He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? The best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
18 more yards there and another first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw pulled in by Aguilar.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
A happy sight for a lot of these fans. We're jumping right over halftime and getting back into the action.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl A 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 48-yard line.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one behind his receiver and incomplete.
Just more frustration here offensively, and you can see it in their play and now their body language. You know they were hoping to put a drive together to begin this 3rd quarter, but it's just not clicking right now, and it's going to be a quick call to the punt team.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher Rashad Bateman leading this offense back onto the field. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you can get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Now Jackson on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
1st down, Bill.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 40-yard line.
On play action, Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 21. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle. It's Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
Tyler Bass for the Bills field goal. A 48-yard attempt.
And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now Allen, gotta have this one. And it's gonna be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Bills drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Ravens are gonna get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They go play action with Jackson. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 47 yards. And the Ravens start to open this lead even wider here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Allen. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Here's Sam Martin now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded just inside the 30. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Play action. It's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 27 yards. And the Ravens continue to pour it on here in the 4th. it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Allen maybe with a free play. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Adafe Owe able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. From midfield, here's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 5.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need it.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He's on his way. Rashad Bateman. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. This